Oh, you know what it probably did? It probably ended the stream because I have it on auto end.
It's a possibility, but
so
just give it a second because it might be coming back.
Oh my good God!
Yep, it's back. Yep. Hey.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Live on Two Wheels. This is episode 4. Is my audio good though? Because technically it wasn't an audio problem. It was a video problem. Bo, say hey to everybody.
Mine's not coming through.
You're not even talking.
I am talking.
You're just not. I sabotaged you this time. I can see your things. Talk to your mic real quick.
I'm talking to your mic.
Interesting. I can see you talk on the Scarlet. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Live on Two Wheels. I'm Chase on Two Wheels. This is Bo. And we're going to figure out the audio problem because we figured out the video problem this week. And this is your first stream. We enjoy having a terrible stream from the get-go, and then we always trip up from the beginning, but we're like, we don't trip, and we keep running. So that's what we're doing right now.
I honestly have no idea why it's not coming. It's coming in through here.
Uh-huh.
And when I talk to it...
Talk like manly.
No.
No, I can see it's moving.
Okay, hold on. Nothing. And your mic is hot as fuck.
Alright. My mic down, your mic up. Try that. Hope you guys are having a great week. We've had a very busy week, and we're going to talk about that in this episode.
There's a lot of white noise. Like, it's alarmingly loud. Like, that's really hot.
I turned it down some.
No, it's coming from the mics. See, I'm standing this far away. That mic is so hot right now.
Oh, I bet I know what it is. I bet it's not even,
Scarlet. Put that to 0.
One sec, guys. Messing around with settings. Do you want to go listen to it now?
It's still hot. I honestly don't know why. My mic's not even working now.
We seem to be having audio issues, and it's probably going to last way longer than the 30 seconds that we expected it to.
Yeah, there's so much noise in your mic.
I wonder if it's coming from... Like, I wonder if this is set up to not be my microphone. Because, like, what if it's coming out of my laptop thing? Yeah, it's my laptop audio. So how is that a thing?
The output device.
So you guys are y'all are not even coming out of our good microphones. What? Test. Boop, boop, boop. Bo's doing computer things. He's making weird noises now, saying, alright, let's see if we can hear Bo now. No, wait, for real? Oh no! Yeah. But so is the audio good though?
No, there's a shit ton of noise in the audio right now. Like, it's so noisy, and I don't know why it's doing that.
So you don't know why the audio is this bad?
No idea why the audio is this bad. Because it's set.
I mean, how do these things change? We don't change any settings stream to stream.
No idea, bud.
Like, we truly change nothing. So
mine's not even coming through.
Testing. Man, what a good group of people you guys have to be. Every single week we have this semi-professional podcast thing.
No idea.
And it is burnt somehow.
Turn the volume on. On the slider in OBS.
In OBS. Yep. Okay.
I have no fucking clue as to why.
Oh wait, why don't here, I got an idea. I'm gonna monitor. You go talk, and let's see if we even are getting audio from you. Audio, Chase. Audio. All right, I got audio from me. Bro, you good audio. So we're good coming into the Scarlet. So we know that to be true. So now we got to figure out why you're not coming through on OBS, because if you're coming through the Scarlet, it makes no sense. And we already tested the Scarlet on the recording thing. And you guys thought we were going to talk about the R7.
My freaking brain right now cannot comprehend what is going on. Are we in live and that's queued up?
Yeah. So, So if you talk really loud, what happens?
They come through your mic.
Hold on.
It's something here.
Go talk now, Bo.
Swear to God. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Is that it? Yes! Ha!
Who fixed it, boy? Who fixed it, baby? This guy right here. I don't even know what I did, but I did it. Damn it, I want everybody to know. Episode 4, Chase
we're really
fixed
low.
it.
We're really in it back.
No, we're going to have to go into the advanced
Oh,
properties
that's
and
right.
up
Put
it
it back
to
at
15.
15. Now you can do this thing. Hey. Hey, guys. Hey.
No! Oh my God. Guys, literally. Is anybody even still here? Woo! Guys, welcome to episode 4 of Live on Two Wheels. I'm Chase on Two Wheels. My co-host is Bo, and we're gonna talk about motorcycles at some point today.
Now you can take my headphones off. So
now you can take your headphones off. So guys, it has what a period of time it has been. Thank you. If you're still watching,
cheers.
Cheers to you, man, because every stream, I would say this is the episode that we were prepared the most. We have been sitting here, I mean, not sitting here, but like we have been just like generally like prepping and stuff for like an hour.
We're basically trying to circumvent our own exhaustion by being super prepared.
Right. So typically this is episode 4. The last 3 episodes has always been like the last 20 minutes is when we are throwing everything together. And today we did an hour. And then shenanigans still happen. I don't understand it. But welcome to live streaming here on YouTube. Everybody, I know in the thumbnail we talked about the R7. We are going to talk about the R7 today. Trust me. But me and Bo may seem a little off. And I wanted to spend the first little bit of the show talking about what this week has been, because we have had the craziest week I think we've probably had here in the shop. And we're going to get talking about that. But before we do so, you guys know that if you haven't done one of these live shows with us before, typically at the end of the show, we kind of scour the internet and find a moto vlogging channel that we kind of want to highlight. But I've also noticed that I want to have more like live interaction with you guys, because, you know, we have a show and we're going to do the whole show, but I do want to have a portion of the show that's a lot more like interacting and stuff. So throughout today's episode, if you guys have a moto vlogging YouTube channel that you are a really big fan of and makes really good content and you think needs more eyes on them, post them in the chat. And what Bo's going to be doing throughout the show is peeking at the chat, and if he notices that somebody a link to a channel, he's going to click on it, check out the channel. As long as everything looks good, we're going to kind of go through some channels that you guys have seen. Like, Bo and I are only 2 dudes, and we are barely functioning this time. So is there a playback error? I have some like weird error thing on my end.
Oh my fucking.
Look at this. I mean, are you seeing it?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
You're seeing it? Okay, it's fine then. It's no big deal. Yeah, if you guys, sorry, I'm all paranoid now that everything's ruined. I shouldn't be paranoid. It's justifiable. So yeah, let us know.
And we thought the neighbor's jazz was going to be the problem.
Oh, okay. So here's another thing. Hold on, we have a super chat. Let me check this super chat out real quick. I want to give some love to the people that love us. Happy birthday, Bjorn, you old geezer.
Yeah, it's like
Steve Luth?
61. I think
Bjorn is who is Bjorn?
I was thinking of somebody in the chat saying they bought an R3 or an R6 because of a video you did.
Oh, nice.
They said they are 61 years young.
Okay, well, on behalf of Steve Luth, Bjorn, happy birthday, you old geezer. Okay, thank you for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. The support is beautiful. Hey, I see my wife's logo thing. I love when my wife is in here. It makes me feel so good. Chase, call Moto on speaker before he calls you. Let him join. Dan, if I knew how to get Moto in here, that would be perfect, because one of the videos we're going to be talking about is from Moto.
Also, it's less for us to do.
This is Modernosity. Hold on. We have Modernosity on the line. This is about to be stupid. Hold on, Moto, can you hear me? Modernosity, can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, it's actually happening.
Oh my God, you are Moto. You are live on Two Wheels.
Live on Two Wheels.
You're live on Two Wheels. Okay.
Oh no.
What? So I did look at this. I did watch your video, and I do plan on talking about it. So, do you have anything about the R7 to tease people before we get to it later in the show?
I think your title gives it away. It's not what you think.
Do we have a bum 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 sound effect? This is when we need to cue it really badly. So that's your tease.
That's my tease. I cannot wait for you to tell everybody.
Okay, yeah. So here's the thing, though. My tease is for the people that haven't seen your video, because if they've seen your video, then it is not a tease at all.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so we need a way of proving that you're the real Modernosity. Can you tweet proof or something?
I've been all up in the chat.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay, maybe I need to be a super chatter.
Oh, you don't have to be a super chatter. I don't even know what that is. So,
Yeah, you do.
what's a super chat? Oh, are these little messages? Okay. I'm sorry.
Are you a YouTuber?
I'm sorry. You would think I'm a YouTuber and you'd think I'd know things, but you would all be wrong. Joke's on all of y'all. Okay, well, thank you for calling in with your extra knowledge.
Love you.
Bo says he loves you. And
Did I win the concert tickets?
you did win the concert. You are caller 47. Woo!
Yes.
Missed opportunity for callers.
So if you're watching the live stream and I say something ridiculous, feel free to call back in the R7 segment and argue with me, because that would be hilarious.
I would love to.
Bo, can they
I'll call you
hear
later.
Moto well? Is he coming through fine?
I don't know.
You don't know? We give up.
I took my
Moto,
headphones off.
Thank you for the call, and I look forward to talking with you later.
I love you.
I love you too.
He loves you, but not me. That's
Yeah,
harsh.
sorry about that, Bo. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Modernosity, another fellow YouTuber, he has a R7 link or video on the R7. I have a link down below in the thing. We can talk about it.
I think we should address why we're so ragged.
We're about to. I'm trying to get to the other super chat that our buddy Dan sent in. Dan, thank you for the super chat. There you go. Moto called me. I didn't even have to call him. The world is taking care of us today. Everybody, can we get a big breathe in and breathe out?
If I do that too many times, I'm gonna nap.
Yeah, don't do that. So, so we're going to talk about the R7 back half of the show. Stick around for that. Now, a lot of you guys don't really know what's going on here, and that's fine, because we film 1 week and we put the stuff out next week. Everybody, the entire team is gone this week. Bo has been gone since Sunday, and he flew back in on yesterday.
That's what my flight said. It's on yesterday.
On yesterday. Luke and I flew out yesterday and rode back today. If you follow me on Instagram at C2WPics, you might know what went down. Brian flew out yesterday, and he gets back tomorrow. So we have found ourselves in this realm of
all work related. I should point that out.
Everything's work related, but I think something is happening with the motorcycle industry where the magazines of the motorcycle magazines, they've been like slowly dying for a little while. YouTube's been slowly rising, and I think we're finding ourselves in the crosshair of the motorcycle magazine and the YouTube scene are about even when it comes to manufacturers. Right. So when a manufacturer, Indian, Yamaha, blah blah blah, when they're considering their group of press people, YouTube is now a big deal, and we're seeing more and more requests for covering bike launches. We have a team of people, so we're trying to handle that.
So I will say,
floor, my friend.
I will say now, having done two of these so close together, that I think part of that is correct. I think the ones that are left in the motorcycle journalist world are the ones who care about it the most. So it used to be motorcycle journalism was like this oversaturated market. The only ones that are left are the ones that do stuff like we do, where we put a lot into it. So there's less of them now. And now we're kind of starting to saturate in our side of the space. So there's more and more people making good quality content on YouTube, and it's kind of evening out. And there's a lot of cross-pollination, or at least there was in my experience at both of these. So it's like this weird, like we're at the cusp of a kind of a migration.
Yeah, this weird thing going on. So, so just to wrap it up in a bow, ironically, Bo went out to the Indian Chief launch. If you guys remember a couple episodes back, Bo went out to the FTR launch. It did something with Indian, made those people love him. And they
wouldn't you like to know?
Launch, which is the bike he was super excited for. So he got back yesterday. Luke and I got asked by Triumph to go to New Orleans to pick up 2 Tigers and ride them back to Atlanta. Basically, Triumph was like, we're just going to get these shipped here. Or if you want, we'll pick up the cost of flying you guys out to New Orleans and y'all can just ride them back. In which case we were like, yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely. So Luke and I did that yesterday. So that's why I'm exhausted. Bo ended up going on some camping trip. Like, Bo, could you... Bo, give him the
I'll give him the TLDR.
Details. Give him the deets.
All right, so flew out back to Arizona, this time in Sedona, and it was a long ride to a campsite. And camping is not really the word. They were yurts. It was a very hipster experience. But we camped out, then rode back.
I have to pause you real quick, Bo. If you guys notice the audio, we need to address the audio before we get too far in. Our issue today is what we thought was going to be our neighbor is doing something with saws and loud jazz, and then the rain is terrible right now. So if you guys notice weird audio, if it sounds like jazz, rain, or a giant saw or thunder, we can't control any of that. So without further ado, Bo, continue your story.
It is raining really hard right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear because these are pretty good microphones. But Bo, I'll let you continue your story now.
No, so it was 2 nights in hotels, 1 night camping. I also made a friend in the form of a random desert cat who crawled in my tent and was making biscuits on my back.
I'm going to pretend when you say the things like desert cat, I'm going to pretend
a lynx.
That you were it's like some giant cat and you were about to get eaten, but nobody... we don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
Somehow
it then curled up under my blanket on the crook of my knee and went to sleep and slept there for the whole night.
I just want you guys to know, Bo goes out and does this giant thing, and that's the first story he told me when he got back. So I don't know what that says about the Indian Chief or what.
One better, Blockhead posted, because he's on Wave 2, Blockhead posted a story. That same campsite had a pig.
A pig?
A pig just walking
What
around.
kind of farm are you guys going
It's
to?
no farm. It's a ghost town, son.
Ghost towns.
That was a
Okay.
ghost pig.
So, Bo, give your brief synopsis of the Chief. What do you think about it?
I have to be careful here because
dude.
there is an embargo.
Okay.
But there are videos out there with information.
Okay.
I was excited going up there. I purposefully tempered my excitement so I could be objective. All of my expectations were massively exceeded.
Okay. So that's basically all you can say safely.
Yep, safely.
Okay.
And the videos and pictures are out there. The pictures on their site, they have it listed there. You can see the stats. You can see what it looks like. I think it looks great.
Right. Okay.
Especially, it looks better in person.
I like Bo being in a situation where he's the one where he's signed an NDA and he's just waiting on. He's probably got photos on his phone. Like he's
No,
got the
so
post
you can post
ready to
those
go.
photos.
Okay.
But any of the stuff that they give you and your thoughts on it are embargoed. So
So your thoughts are locked, and I don't even get. I mean, I get to know.
Yeah, you get
special,
'em.
but we can't. Okay, that's hilarious. So you had a good time. In the end, did you well?
yeah,
Okay, good to hear.
100%.
Also, I do need to clarify. My wife is correct in the chat. Rain is never bad. So just wanted to clarify and be legally correct on that. Rain is never bad. Yeah.
I
so,
disagree with that wholeheartedly.
I do say that wholeheartedly. No, legit, dude. Rain in a movie? Are you kidding me? So this whole Triumph thing, it kind of came out of nowhere with these riding of the Tigers back, and I gotta admit, I have always liked cruise control on motorcycles. One of the reasons I wanted to get my MT10 was because it had cruise control, and these Tiger 850s had no cruise control, and we had a 500-mile journey to make. And let me go ahead and tell you guys, the first, so if you guys don't know, the Triumph Tiger is kind of their upright kind of adventure motorcycle. They have a 1200, but they have a smaller 850, which you would think 850 would be a lot of power, but it felt really, it felt like a 650 class bike. It's kind of crazy. But it has very light handlebars. So our first 200-mile stretch, because the tank, the gas tank can handle I think we tested it and we got to 150 miles. So we went 150 miles, and the handlebars are so light, my hands were just vibrating the whole time. Luke has some sort of magician trick where he was holding it like this or something, and he said that worked out really well, but I was the whole time, trying. If you guys have ever ridden for an hour or so, you know that you try all these weird little hand positions to hold the throttle open. I never found the right one. I got off the bike at a gas station, and I don't remember what the first thing I touched was, but I touched it, and I don't know if my hand was vibrating, but it felt like the item was just shaking. That's how my hand looked after I got off of it. So it was a very cool experience. I don't know if it's the most I've ever ridden in a day, but it was really close at 500. We flew out of Atlanta that morning, and we rode back and got back at I think 8:30 or something like that. So we recorded the whole thing. It's going to be it might go live next week. We got to figure out what the schedule looks like, but that's what was going down yesterday. So my whole body is just destroyed right now. But it was fun. I now got if you ask my wife, she'll tell you I've had this bug to go for a really long ride. And if any of you guys have ever gone for a really long ride, you know that once you do one, it's one of those things where yeah, I did it, and then you're like, I definitely did do it. Okay, I don't need to do that for a while. You know what I'm talking about, Bo? Has that ever happened to you where you go for a really long ride and you realize after you went on it, you're like, you know what?
That happened.
I'm good for a hot second.
That happened to me with Matt and Downey and
Sure.
Yeah, so all of them, way back in the day, we did a 12-hour ride.
12 hours?
Yeah, 12 hours on a
Nope.
bike. Yeah.
I will say, okay, so I literally right after I said that I'm good now that I've ridden 500 miles in a day, I'm curious because Iron Butt Challenge is 1,000 miles one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that. I want to do it just like I went to the Dragon. I want to do an iron butt just so I can say I did it. I would. The motorcycle choice though is so important. Hey, Dan the Fireman's in the chat. Woohoo! Look at us being popular and having cool kids in the party. Yeah. So I want to know if anybody in the chat has ever done an iron butt challenge. Let me know, because I want to know the strategy of that, because I think if I had cruise control, I think I could handle it. Maybe. You've never done an iron butt, have you, Bo?
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking. By the way, this is another reminder. You guys drop motovlogging channels we should check out in the chat. Bo is going to be collecting those so we can check some out at the end of the show. I think what we might do is rock out the Tonnet ad spot, and then we can start into this R7 stuff. I know a lot of you guys are really curious about that. If you guys didn't know, this show is brought to you by Tonnet, and I'm about to click over to an ad spot that we recorded to show you guys how to submit videos here on the show that we can answer questions at the end of the show. And if we answer your question, I will send you a $50 Revzilla gift card, or anything else that one of my sponsors is sending me that day. But this time, $50 Revzilla gift card. So I'm gonna click over to an ad, and we get back. We will talk about this R7. What is it, and why is it not what you expect? Visual clickbait. I'm sorry, it's my job. I have to do that. But just so you guys know, I hate it more than you do. I promise you. All right, Tonnet ad. Then we're back. What's going on, guys? So real quick, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to submit your questions for the Live on Two Wheels show using the hashtag L2W. Just as a reminder, if you guys actually submit a video and we answer your question on the show, we will be sending you a $50 Revzilla gift card or one of the other prizes that we will get from one of our other sponsors. So I've got my phone recording really quickly. First up, we're going to go to the Live on Two Wheels Club over on Tonnet. So once you get into there, you guys can see somebody submitted a video of their MT-07. We're going to hit this plus icon. We're going to hit the camera icon. Take video. At that point, we're going to be here in the app. We're going to swap places. This is me actually doing it. Hey, this is me and Chase and Bo. What is your favorite motorcycle and why? Okay. And if we say use video, and then we go into this thing and we just say, who can share this post? You can put anybody. Let's do only members. Done. And at that point, I'm going to hit a check mark. Now, I'm not going to post it because I don't want to be selected to answer my own questions, but we want you guys to submit video questions so we can show them here on the show. And that's how easy it is to do that. So we look forward to getting some of y'all's video submissions over on Tonnet. And without further ado, we'll go back to the show.
Yeah.
Boom. Thank you, Tonnet, for sponsoring this show. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. I mean, we can barely do it with you, so like, who the hell knows what would happen? Hey, man, at least we can have a good time. You know what I'm saying? At least we have that. At least we have you guys here. Okay, so R6 is bye-bye. If you guys don't know, I think my framing is a little too low, but if you guys see right here, that is an old head. If you guys have been watching my Chase on Two Wheels YouTube channel for a while, you know that I have a very special place in my heart for R6s. So it was with a sad, sad heart that I heard a little while ago that Yamaha, along with Honda, you know, I was all like, oh, Honda's getting rid of their CBR 600 because nobody...
What?
So is the Storm being run by Honda or what?
Did Stream hear? Yeah, they did.
Did you guys hear that? Because is everything still here? Oh my god. Okay, I will not mention the CBR 600R anymore.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
My chest just it hurts.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, if you guys don't know, I'll just shout out my own motovlog channel.
Yeah, Cole.
Cole, just comment it and we'll look at it later. You don't have to do a super chat, but I love you long time for doing it. Dan the Fireman. We can look at Dan's channel. We'll do a channel review on Dan the Fireman. Thank you for the super chat, man. Okay, so it seems like we still have power, so that's cool. So if you guys haven't seen, Yamaha announced that they are nixing the R6, which I'm sad, but I understand it. After I have spent like probably 5 years on a Yamaha R6, I get it. It's an amazing track weapon. It's not so great of a daily rider. It's actually a terrible daily rider, if we're going to be really honest. So I wasn't that surprised when I saw Yamaha say they were going to discontinue the R6. I did think it sold enough to keep it going, but I'd already seen Honda announce they were going to get rid of their CBR 600, so I was like, okay, so the industry is kind of moving in a direction. And then recently, I find out that Yamaha's doing an R7. Now, I imagine that a lot of you guys are probably like me, and that initial thought process was, okay, you're just taking the 600cc R6 and you're giving it more CCs? I don't really see the point in that, but okay, whatever. Then I did my research. And by do my research, I meant watch Modernosity's video, if we're going to be totally honest. But no, I did some, I'd read some articles and stuff like that. And the R6 is not, or the R7 is not just a bumped up R6. It is actually a sport version of the MT-07. So if you guys know, everybody probably knows the R3 and the MT-03, right? Oh my good God. Do we have a boat here? Do we have a boat? Because we may need it.
I kind of want to move the camera around and show them because it's fucking insane.
I'm so worried. Can they hear the rain?
Can you hear the rain?
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep this going. I'm gonna do everything I can. Hold on. Hexacomb, thank you for the super chat. All super chats will be donated to the Build Chase and Bow a Boat Fund, and we will build some sort of flotation device, and we will row out of this. Okay.
Adam said it sounded like it did in the beginning of the stream.
Hey. Okay. All right. We all know that the R3 and the MT-03 are essentially... I'm trying to do this, man.
I honestly can't hear you.
People care about the opinions, and I would really like to let them know. I have a lot of experience in this department. Damn it. Okay. All right, it's settling down. We're going to make this. We all know the R3 and the MT-03, right? Very popular motorcycles on Yamaha's side. They are basically the same thing minus some ergonomic changes. We confirmed that today, right? Ergonomics are the only difference.
Yes, they're exactly the same.
Okay. The R3 and the MT-03, the ergonomics, and when I say ergonomics, I mean the R3, your body position is going to be a little farther over. Your feet are going to be tucked up. You're going to sit on that motorcycle differently than you sit on the MT-03. The MT-03, you're going to sit upright. You have handlebars up top. So the riding, if you rode both motorcycles, yeah, the engine characteristic would be the same, but the bike is going to react 100% differently because of that body position change. It's a huge deal. So the R7 is just like that for the MT-07. If you rode the MT-07, you ride the R7. This is all speculation, by the way. I haven't talked to my Yamaha guy. I've read some articles, so I have just as much knowledge as everybody else, except for one little extra thing that I'm going to add in a little while. So if you don't know the difference in engine types, it's understandable. I barely know differences in engine types, and it's only because I do all my first rides, so I know what different engines feel like. So the old R6, the track goddess that it is, which it will continue to be, is a inline 4-cylinder. If you guys don't know what that means, doesn't matter. It basically puts a lot of the power of the engine at very high revs. So if you're riding an R6 around and you go from 0 to, I don't know, like 6,000 revs or 7,000 revs, the bike feels like a 300. It feels very slow. And when you get up into that higher rev range, that bike becomes an absolute rocket. Now, this makes it hard to ride that motorcycle because you have to be very understanding of how the bike responds engine-wise, like engine power-wise. Because if you are in a higher gear and you treat that motorcycle like you're in a lower RPM, you're going to get in a bad spot really fast. So that is what the R6 used to be. The R7, and coincidentally the MT-07, has a parallel twin engine. Now, a parallel twin engine is going to have a lot more even power throughout the rev range, and it's going to be a lot torqueier. So you're going to like get jerked around if you yank on the throttle, even at low RPMs. That major difference is the biggest deal with the R7. It's going to be an entirely different type of engine, but that doesn't mean it's going to be slow. And a lot of people would probably think, you know, and it's totally understandable. I know when I started riding, you know, I would look at an R6 that has a 600, and then I would look at like a 650 motorcycle that had a parallel twin, and I was like, well, 650 is bigger than 600, so clearly the 600 is faster. That's not necessarily true. It's more of just a different reaction to your throttling that's going to be that. So the R6 is probably still going to be a better track vehicle. Which is probably why Yamaha said that they're going to continue the R6 as track only. I don't know how far they're going to do that, because if you're only making a motorcycle for track, I can't imagine you guys would, like Yamaha being you guys, I can't imagine they would do that for too long a period of time. But you know, so probably like a year or so, we'll still be able to get the R6. I don't know how that goes with like you buying a motorcycle for the track only. I guess you just don't get license plate and stuff. Never done that before, so that'd be interesting to look into. But wait, why are you laughing? Is something terrible happening?
No, it's chat.
Oh, chat. Okay. So the R7, totally different motorcycle. But based on my experience on the MT-07, I remember to this day the first time I rode the MT-07. I came into it, it was when nakeds were new. It was like, ooh, what's this new MT-07 thing going on? I rode it around, and that was the day. That was the motorcycle that I rode where it clicked in my head. I was like, okay, nakeds are about to be the next big thing. They are comfortable to ride. They have ample power to do whatever kind of stupid stuff you want to do. The only real downfall to a naked motorcycle versus a super sport is when you're doing something like highway riding and to an extent technical riding. A super sport is going to be better doing a track day. It's going to be better if you're up in the mountains. But a naked bike, you are going to be able to have a phenomenal time. Cracks drink. Oh, I thought you were waiting on me. Do you have an opinion on what I'm saying?
I think that nakeds are the future of like the mass purchased motorcycles.
Well,
more specifically, it's that it doesn't have to be nakeds, but nakeds right now fall under the like more commuter body position, more comfortable, can do multiple things, including go to a track.
Right.
Well, I think that the days of like, this happens every generation. Super sports go up in popularity and come down. And it's because the age of riders fluctuates, and so as the consumer, matures, so does the brand, and they'll change things up and bring them in. They'll come back again at some other point, and Yamaha will be like, "Remember the R6? We're bringing it back." And
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
so
they 100% will.
We'll see.
Because the R7.
This will be a point in time that we can go back to episode 4 of this and be like, see you.
Well, so the R7 existed like in the 80s or something.
1999.
It was in 1999?
Yeah.
And it was like a limited run like
supposedly
race bike.
It's super rare.
Right, yeah. So this is a callback. These companies existed so long, like pretty much all they do is callbacks. It's the manufactured scarcity rule. You take something away because maybe it's not as profitable, or maybe R&D is too expensive, or maybe it's not as popular as another thing. But then you let it go for a little bit. People go, you remember the R6? And then they'll start buying used ones and blah, blah, blah. And then a little bit later, they'll be like, hey, we're going to bring the R6 back. Instant hype button.
I mean, okay, I see what you're saying. You know, like take something like they don't appreciate it, so take it away from them and then give it back to them later, and they'll appreciate it. But here's the thing that I think is happening. I think I don't remember what year MT-07 I rode, but when I rode that and I realized how the vast majority of us don't do track days. Track days are not that popular, okay, compared to how many people are actually riding. And the types of riding that everybody is doing these days is more conducive to naked bikes. So I think when I rode the MT-07, I realized how much fun I could have riding like I do, like just around town, chilling, like going here and there or whatever. That bike is perfect for that. And that's why I enjoyed it so much in my video. But I also rode relatively recently, it was towards the end of last year, I rode a Honda CBR 650R. Now, that bike is an inline four, so it's not really a direct comparison to what we're talking about with the R7. But I do look at that motorcycle as a close competitor to the R7, because what we're basically having is you can have your upright motorcycle that's the naked bike, and it's really comfortable to ride around. It's great for the vast majority of the situations you're going to be in. But there's always going to be those people that want the sportier looking thing. And there's a lot of people, you know, justifiably, that don't like the way the naked bikes look. I surely know that the MT10 has a ton of people that are like, that looks ugly. And then you have the other half, like me, they're like, Decepticons are freaking amazing. But then, you know, naked bikes aren't for everybody visually. But you throw some fairings on a motorcycle, you put maybe the ergonomics towards it, or of it, with the rider a little far leaned forward, and you put yourself in a little more of an aggressive body position, I think that would be a phenomenal bike that would be great to ride around town, but it's still capable on the highway. You know what I mean? Not on the highway, but like technical riding, track days and stuff like that. It's honestly more of a body position thing that gets you prepped up for technical riding, necessarily, or as compared to something like the engine, at least in my opinion. I think all of the track days I've ever done have been on an inline four. So I've never actually done a track day with a parallel twin. But one of the things that was always so complicated with the R6 when I would do track days on that thing is, you know, like this is after I had ridden the R6 a lot. You have to have your throttle and your RPMs perfect if you want to negotiate turns correctly. And that stuff's complicated. Whereas you put a parallel twin in and you have grunty power all over the place, it almost becomes an easier thing to ride, because if you're leaned over in a turn and you need more power, but you're not in the right revs and you can't click up to another gear, it just makes it really complicated to ride. And I think switching the R7 to like the MT-07 aggressive counterpart, I think more people will buy that, because I had a really good time on that CBR 650, which is like the kind of middle class sporty thing. So I think the sport class of motorcycles is just gonna, I don't want to say tone down, but it's gonna be a more like easier ride than the super sports of old. You know, the CBR 600 RR and the R6. But that's going to make them more enjoyable to ride in the majority of places you're going to be riding them. You know, we're not all Valentino Rossi. We don't know how to ride at a ridiculously high level. So,
all right, we're going to address something now, because Chad is noticing that there's a severe lack of me.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sorry.
No. It's because I don't have any horse in the race. Like, this is not my kind of riding, and I've been on an R6, and it's the most uncomfortable bike I've pretty much ever ridden on.
You know what? You have more of a stake in this game than you think. So your FZ6R,
yeah, was a commute. It was like a fairinged naked version of the R6. Same motor, down tuned, a more upright position. Moto style, like motocross style bars.
Yeah. That's very similar. Like that's more similar to what the R7 will be than what I've ridden.
If the R7 isn't like the R3 is to the MT-03, because if the R7 is to the MT-07 as the R3 was to the MT-03, they're going to have hard kickbacks, a more aggressive seat.
The R7 will definitely be more aggressive than your FZ6R for sure. But as far as a sporty, like middle area, that's that comparison. So you have more.
So when they brought over the FZs, right? FZ was the American version of bikes that were in the UK and stuff like that already, and that they tried it, and then they were like, I think it was the MTO lines. The MT lines were already in the UK, and then they were like, okay, well they're not doing as well. Then they started looking at just bringing those bikes over, because the bike that was the FC6R overseas was a non-fairinged bike. It had like a little mini fairing and stuff like that.
Right.
Did really well over there. They put more fairings on it, brought it over here. Didn't do that well. Well, then they just said screw it and brought those bikes over, and they've been selling like hotcakes.
See, this is the interesting thing.
So I wonder if if this is going to be a more like street-oriented sport bike, or if it's going to be the replacement for the R6.
No, I protest that it's going to be a more comfortable
10
sport. Oh God, Moto, call back real quick, and you can tell me. You can argue with me anything I just said. Crap, and we still got to pick. Wait, do you have?
I submit we go a few minutes late.
Oh yeah, we did.
Time to go.
Right, Moto's going to call. We'll, or I assume he's going to call. I'm just making assumptions at what he's going to do. Dan, thank you for the super chat. I honestly think that this is the way. This is the way. This is the way. It's just the R6 is not for mass market, and Yamaha's a company that needs to make money. And if you can make a motorcycle, if you can make one power plant, right, the MT-07 engine, if you can put that in a sportier platform, I would hope they would tune it differently so that it makes power a little differently. I don't want to see a MT-07 counterpart exactly. Modernosity calling in, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Modernosity, you're live on the air with Live on Two Wheels.
Hey.
You're actually you're now the number one person that's called in the most on this show.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of pressure.
You're also the only person that's ever called into this show. And we haven't.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. So
now I'm just crashing parties.
And now you're just crashing parties. Okay, so I assume you've been in the stream the whole time.
Yeah.
So what do you think this is a good move on Yamaha's part, or do you need a Purell wipe for how upset you are?
So I know a lot of people will probably that Yamaha was going to release something that was more powerful, because you got a lot of other companies that are putting out, middleweight super sports.
You talking about the RS660?
Like Aprilia, you got the Gixxer 750, you have Ducati with, the 959 or the V2.
Right.
But Yamaha has never really, at least not recently, entered into that upper middleweight tier.
Right.
And I just don't see them doing it. Even I think you guys mentioned before, maybe Bo said something about doing this and then coming back with an R6 later.
Right.
And I just don't or not an R6, but a sequel to the R6 that's a higher CC class. And I just don't think it makes sense for them, because I don't think they're pushing the boundaries of pushing the R1 higher. And if you were to release something that was a higher middleweight, it would compete directly with the R1, and it would just be way too close in price.
Well, so the interesting thing that I've having the relationship I have with Mountain Motorsports is the people I do my first rides with. So I've talked to them about this, and they say nobody buys 600 Super Sports. If they buy a Super Sport, they either buy an R3, which is technically in the Super Sport class, or they buy a 1000. Like, nobody buys the 600s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and for Yamaha specifically, I think this is a really, really good play, because you've had that price on the 600 class creep up and up and up to the point where if you're spending that much money on a super sport, when a buyer is looking at it, they're not thinking of, oh, well, the 600 is a more reasonable bike for me to buy, so I should buy that one.
Yeah, that person's not that person's not making I'm going to make the reasonable situation. They're buying a motorcycle that is built for track use, and they're never going to do a track day. Not never, some will, but the vast majority of the people that buy those bikes are not doing track days. So they're already in the position of doing something that doesn't make sense. So
right. So for Yamaha, I think it's a really good play because they're essentially taking that middleweight class, and although this isn't a true super sport, they're filling the void that they're leaving with the R6 and automatically slashing the price on it for the buyer. And so all of a sudden, these people who used to buy the 600 because it was actually an affordable sport bike option will now have that option again because it's going to be another $8,000 bike instead of a $12,000 to $13,000 bike.
This is a good point to make. My MT10 brand new costs the same as a brand new R6. So I just want you guys to sit on that for a second. You can get an MT10 or you can get an R6. Now, granted, the MT10 is by far the best money for a motorcycle you can get on the market right now, but that doesn't make sense. Nobody should make a reasonable decision on, I'm going to get an R6 over an MT10, in my personal opinion. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this, and we'll go ahead and put this on the record now. Yamaha's going to make this change. The MT-07 engine is fully capable. If you are in a sport position and you know how to ride, you can get in plenty of trouble on that. And I am going to say it right now. More people are going to start riding sport bikes, technical, I'm sure it's going to be the class, but more people are going to keep riding those because I can imagine somebody starts out on an R3 and then they go ride an R6 and they get the shit scared out of them, and then they like totally go away from the sport class. But if you have somebody that is on an R3 and then they go up to an R7 now, that person is going to stick on that bike far longer because the bike's going to be more easily to ride and enjoyable to ride, as opposed to the freaking Jekyll and Hyde rocket ship that an R6 can be.
The Jekyll
and Hyde.
The Jekyll and Hyde.
I know some people in the chat are making the point that the MT-07 and an R7 are a better play globally. And I'm not no expert on licenses and what class will reach different things. But people made the same point when Kawasaki came out with the Ninja 400. Because essentially, my thoughts on the 400 at the time were, if you want that kind of bike and you want to spend that amount of cash, you might as well buy something like a CB, not a CB. What's the Honda 500? Is it the
it's a CBR 5. It's CBR 500.
Like something like that. That's got more power, or the 650 class. Has more power and has better suspension setups and whatnot. But what the 400 did was allow people to essentially get the maximum that they could while reaching under the limits that they had for licenses and restrictions and things like that.
Right. It's like
that, so I don't know what means what.
Right.
But that's a fair point. But I think the biggest benefit that Yamaha has with releasing this is it really streamlines their production, because now they have so many more bikes that will essentially be on the same production line, aside from the final stages of the build, when they're kitting it out with plastics, works, things like that.
Exactly. And the R7 is going to cost more than the MT-07. I would almost bet my YouTube channel on that, because that's how the R3 and the MT-03 are. But even if it's $1,000 more, you're still going to be you're going to save $4,000 on getting a sport middle class. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, the consumer's going to win by them consolidating production into, just focusing on, like, the MT-07 already sells like hotcakes. So like, people already clearly like the engine. So like, I don't know. It just seems like it seems the right way to go. I totally understand it. Having ridden an R6 for like 5 years, that bike, if you're not on the track or riding technically, it sucks. Like, it looks cool, looks amazing. But you've owned an R6, like, you understand that, right? If you're not hauling balls, it's not a good bike to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's one of the big reasons that My first R6 was stolen, as you have experience with.
Oh,
and so,
convenient.
What's that like, Chase?
Copycat.
My first R6 for like 4 months, and so I always wanted to get back on R6. So that's why I ended up buying the 2015. I kept that bike a couple of years, and I probably would have been over it anyways. But yeah, it was for that reason that I went back to a leader bike, because just on the street for general cruising, it's a lot more nice to ride a leader bike than it is a 600.
Right. You don't like riding around just at 60, 70 miles an hour and it's screaming at you?
Yeah. It's a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough.
Well, we appreciate your opinions. Everybody, this is Modernosity. He has a much more in-depth video. I highly recommend you going to his channel. There's a link in the description. Thanks for calling in, bud.
Yeah, I appreciate the time.
Bo loves you too. Will you please tell Bo you love him so he stops being upset?
Oh, I love you so much more than Chase.
Well, that's just uncalled for.
I needed that.
All right, now I'm hanging up on you. Goodbye.
Bye.
So yeah. Okay, so I know you guys have not got a lot of Bo in this video. Hopefully you guys have a better understanding. The one more thing before we throw it to Bo to talk about other channels. I got a message from my Yamaha guy. I hope I can say this. I hope I don't get a message from Yamaha.
Do it.
Okay. I was talking to my Yamaha guy, who was apologizing to me that he wasn't able to get us out to the MT-09 launch, which, can we all just take a second and appreciate that? That a guy that works at Yamaha messaged me personally and said, "Hey man, I'm really sorry we couldn't get you out to the MT-09 launch. I wanted to, I just didn't have enough time and resources." How cool is that? We've made it, boys and girls. Anyway, in that email, he was like, also, what's your schedule look like in May? Because we are holding a bike launch at a track locally, and I'm going to have you out for it. You guys tell me in the chat, what other motorcycle is Yamaha launching that they would want to do so on a track? Side note, if it's the MT-09 SP, I'm not going to be mad, but I got some spidey sense going on, and I think it might be the R7. That's early, though. May is quick. Yeah. May is not going to be long from now. But if you think about it, if Yamaha has already built up, how do we have to change a motorcycle to make it from a naked to a sport? They really don't have a lot of work to make the R7 a thing, because they already have the platform in the MT-07. That's all I'm saying. If it's the R7, I'm going to have you guys a video so damn fast.
Tracer 900 GT.
Bro, I still wouldn't be mad. Are you kidding me? This is a win-win right now. Side note, I got two options. I either have to lose a lot of weight, or I have to buy a new tracksuit. Those are what I got.
I guess you're going to Revzilla.
No, I'm losing this weight. I'm losing it. You guys stay on me. I'm losing it by May so I can fit into my old tracksuit. What about this? I lose the weight so then I can buy a new tracksuit that is the same size as my old one.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we're at the end of the show, guys. Typically we end by now, but because of the technical issues, I do want to get to Bo. So do you have people's channels we can check out?
I got a couple of them. Hold on one second.
Okay. So
I'm gonna copy this link.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the show notes.
Okay.
You've got those open,
I do have the show notes opened right now. So guys, for y'all that don't know, we always end the show by showing you guys some.
This one is Fastlane D.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it to you. You give us a brief intro, and I'll be pulling.
No, that's it. That's the intro.
Oh, wow.
This video, I haven't had a chance to poke through most of the videos.
You're on.
Keep in mind, okay, that when we post these videos, we're not saying that we support the content or anything like that. Their thoughts are their own. I just like the video. This is the video that came up. So they may kill kittens in another video. Just be prepared that that's not reflective of the Chase on Two Wheels channel.
This is making me nervous for this video.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Make your own decision on whether or not you want to watch videos.
Oh wait, is this video only a minute and 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's the one that shows up on the homepage, and
are we allowed to watch the whole thing?
I don't know.
All right, hold on. Let me put it on the browser pull up, and then cool.
Five. In browser.
Oh, I messed that up.
Yeah,
My bad. Okay, hold on, guys. Fixed. All right, get back to your chair. They can hear us now. Hurry.
Oh my God.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm done. Not that that's surprising any of you guys. Okay, so this is Fast Lane D. You guys are gonna have to let us know if the audio is good or not, because we're still new to this shit.
I think you'll have to crank it up on the video.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's see what they're all about.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got the thing I take away the most out of this video is drone work.
Yeah.
If anything.
I don't know if all of their videos are like that, but that one caught my eye.
Okay. You know, I've got to be honest. Those are some flashy bikes.
Mm-hmm.
And to only have 3,000 views, I would expect more. Let's see. So they got 10K subs.
Yeah. Yep.
What else are they into?
Let's see. All right. Oh wow.
So they're working it, man. Look, they got the thumbnail game down. They make a lot of content about a Panigale. Holy crap. Oh, I should probably talk about the Panigale real quick, because I totally teased that on Instagram. Sorry if you got clickbaited about that. That beautiful thing over there, we borrowed it to make a ceramic coating video. And I realized how good a Panigale looks in the garage. Like, that's probably the best bike that we've had on the lift. Oh, God. Oh, God. What?
Cole.
What?
Cole can ride. Said that to Todd.
You guys aren't on Tonnet. You really need to be. Oh, my gosh. Lord. Okay.
Look at this idiot talking about bikes.
Bro, so I don't know if Fast Lane D watches us, but the video we watched, this one, thumbnail,
it's worth a check on the channel to see if it's your style.
That thumbnail needs to be how they do all their thumbnails.
Yeah,
That one stands out so much.
Solid.
Nice job.
Yeah.
I do like that you mentioned, Bo. You know, guys, we don't spend days researching these people. We just show you a video. We are now vouching for them, all of their content.
We are vouching for the quality of that video that we watched, though.
There you go.
Because
We're putting our name behind the one
we
video.
generally, when we show, this is kind of like a different format, but when we do this, when we find one, we both sit and watch the content and then sometimes poke around at some of their other videos to see if it's consistent. Because we care about like people who care about what they're doing. So
Right.
at the very least, the videos that we looked at will have those qualities attached to them.
Right. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to check out Fast Lane D, looks like a lot of Panigale content, which is pretty cool. You don't see a lot of people, at least in the YouTube space, with Panigales. So that's pretty neat. The one we have behind us is a V4S, by the way, and my goodness, it's actually the same one I first started a few weeks ago.
And he's based in Atlanta? No, somebody else. That's somebody else.
There's no way that. Okay. Okay. So now, do we have an answer to?
We do have. What's that?
Do we have an answer to answer? A question to answer?
We have
Oh
a question
God.
to answer. It actually, and they use the hashtag, so now we know it works.
Okay. Good. This is great.
Jared H92
On Tonnet.
on Tonnet with the hashtag L2W. So nice. What is your favorite piece of motorcycle gear?
Motorcycle gear.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That you own.
Oh, I have to own it. Okay.
Oh, Fastlane D is based in Atlanta, by the way.
No way. What are the odds of this?
Yeah.
That's what a great circumstance.
All right, favorite piece of motorcycle gear
Yep.
that you own. I'm gonna add that to it because we can go on a long list of things that we want,
right?
but that you own.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Honestly, if I'm, or do you want me to go ahead? Are you thinking?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. This might sound cheesy, but if I'm thinking about gear, it's honestly gonna be the Cardo, because so I have a Cardo Pack Talk Bolt. If you guys don't have a Bluetooth unit on your helmet, it basically allows you to listen to music or talk to your friends while you ride, and having some sort of Bluetooth device on your helmet will change the way you ride. So if I was to pick one thing, I think I would have to pick a Bluetooth device. And right now, Cardo's Pack Talk, I have the Pack Talk Black on there. That thing is industry leading, and I love it long time. So that I would have to pick that, man. What about you, Bo?
Hands down, my vest. Anybody that's like met or ridden with me knows that I'm in that vest all the time, and it's because at first glance it looks like your typical like biker douchebag cut with all the patches and stuff, but then when you get up close, it's all video games and sci-fi stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to take a closer look at your vest.
And the name patch, it says WBR, and underneath that it says production crew.
You have shown me that, and
Yep.
that is pretty freaking cool.
But the back patch is the Lost from GTA. I've got like Stargate Atlantis. I've got the Mandalorian crest, the Fett family crest.
You are such a nerd.
I've got the Brotherhood of Steel flag, where the American flag normally goes on a cut.
Oh, Lord.
It's my favorite thing, and it's a really good quality vest. A guy that I rode with at the Indian launch is going to send me a new vest.
Do you want to talk about this real quick, since this stream has been very not a lot of
I'm gonna give them a shout too. Let me pull them up, because I'm gonna give them a shout. I think it's Doomed NYC. Yeah, Doomed DOOMED NYC on Instagram. And she does like leather work and stuff, and she's made this this vest that has this crazy, like, the buttons come straight up, and at the top it hooks in, and so the last button is like an old aviator jacket, but it's kind of a swoop, like a sail pattern. It's pretty awesome, and I think that we're gonna try to get one out here to test it out.
Oh wait, did they look? So I want to be part of the hold on, let me put it back on you.
That's not going to focus.
That's not going to focus. This one might. You can kind of see it.
Yeah, you can see how that button cross.
So I want to be part of the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride this year.
Yes.
Do you think that would be distinguished enough, gentleman enough to ride in?
I don't know.
If you guys don't know,
it is a nice looking vest.
Distinguished Gentleman Ride is a cool ride that I think it's globally, and it's to help men's prostate awareness or something like that. So I want to be a part of it this year. Never had the opportunity. I'm going to try to borrow a bike from Triumph and see. Like, I want some cool old retro thing. By the way, Dan, thank you for the super chat. I will not keep eating like I currently am, but I do appreciate you allowing me to borrow your soup. Okay, I think. Oh wait, Bo, we can post a link to that vest stuff in the show description stuff.
I am pulling it up now.
Cool. So guys, we're 13 minutes over. It's officially the longest stream we've ever done, but it was because of all those technical issues from the get-go. I think that's all we got here, guys. I could literally talk all day about the R7. I might make a whole other video just talking about the R7, just so I can just get it all out there. But I think that's the end of the show, bro. Bo, you got anything else to add?
No, I am. What's the word I'm looking for?
Exhausted, tired, done.
No, apathetic
dead.
to the R7 entirely.
You're really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it comes out and it is like a street version, just like the FZ was, then I don't care. I'm done with super sports or sport bikes.
Okay.
I like comfort over anything else.
Here's what's gonna happen, guys. I'll go ahead and tell you. Whenever the R7 comes out, I'm gonna talk with Yamaha. I'm gonna make sure we have an R7 here in the shop for a little while. We're gonna see if we can convince Bo that bike is gonna be a good bike, because I can already tell you it's gonna be. Yamaha is putting out too high quality of stuff for them to waste time on something that they don't think is gonna be amazing. I'm betting if we can get one here in the shop, we're gonna get Bo convinced that the sport class is about to get a big old shot of adrenaline. So thank you guys for hanging out for the show. We really appreciate it. If you guys did miss part of the show, these episodes do go
It's probably
live.
best anyways.
It's probably the best anyway. So you are able to watch and listen to this show after the fact. That goes live on YouTube. It probably has to process, and then it goes up on the channel. But we're also on Spotify currently, and we're working on getting this in a podcast form to other social media platforms. So we're working on that. I'll let you guys know. I'll update you as we go. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm good. No cashies for me. Also, if you guys would be interested in Heather being part of this, Heather's my wife. She's been in the chat. I think her username on here is Miss C2Dub, right?
Yep, Mrs. C2Dub.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see Mrs. C2Dub, we've been kind of talking about having her in here. We wanted to have her in a couple weeks ago, but we had some issues timing-wise, and we weren't able to get her in here. But I think she would be a good asset to have, if anything, just to give us a female perspective on the stuff we're talking about. So you guys let us know in the chat if you would like to see Mrs. C2Dub in here. I know I would. So yeah, that's all we got for episode 4, guys. Thank you guys for sticking around, and make sure to hit the like button if you're watching it live or after the fact. I'm Chase on Two Wheels. My co-host is this guy, Mr. Bo.
Bye, guys. I love you.
Yeah. We've been live on Two Wheels, guys, and we will see y'all next week, next Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who knows? And for at least 45 seconds of audio problems.
Let's hope we can have some consistency. Let's just make that part of our show.
Consistency?
Yeah, just screw up the entire beginning of
just
it.
Audio problems
Every time.
single time? Okay. Is there, just real quick, is there any way to have like perfect consistency? Would we have to build a machine and only use it for live streaming? Is that the only way to get it?
Yes, and it would be a PC.
It would have to be a PC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, hey, how about this? We're on episode 4 right now. If we keep rocking this out through episode 10, we'll build a PC. We'll see how it goes. What about that?
You hear that, boys?
Yeah. I mean, we've got people in here supporting us on the chat and shit like that. So if the chat wants it, the chat can get it. So we'll see. We'll see.
And just in time for the rain to come back.
And now the rain's coming back. Okay, cool. We're out of here, boys. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching. We love you guys long time. You guys are really special and amazing. And don't ever forget that. Make sure you love rain. And I'm going to see if I ruin the stream by clicking an outro button. Chase, your son said, "Where the hell are you?" Tell Oreo I will be home soon, my love. Goodbye. I'm just going to sit here for a second so you can enjoy Bo. This is what I deal with every single day. How do you have this much energy?
I had cashews.
Okay, I want to go see my wife. Bye, guys.